Hello guys, here in front of me I have two like this EC60vn by Acebeam, and here I have the Olight R50 that I raved about. Okay, which one of these do I like more? And let's compare them a little, talk about the features a little bit, and I'll make my final statement at the end. Okay, so here I have the R50. You've already seen that. This most popular iterations would be the HP50 shaved dome, which is what I have here. And here's the EC60. They're not exactly direct competitors because the EC60 has an XHP35 tuned for throw. And this one is kind of a general purpose. Even with the XHP50 shaved dome, it doesn't throw all that great. The EC60 is almost a dedicated thrower. Okay? Alright, let's take a look what's in the box. Manual. Warranty card, which you will not get if you buy my version. Micro USB cable, gold plated. That's a nice little touch. Light comes with a holster, so that's a big plus. Okay, the Olight does not come with a holster. Silica gel pack, foam padded box, typical stuff. Acebeam has really nice cardboard, thicker cardboard boxes than some companies. All right, so pretty nice. A little pouch with a couple of O-rings and typical fluffy lanyard. I'm not going to open this up because this is a brand new light. So yeah, and that's that. Holster. Yep, this is a good holster. This is a very, this holster is as good as the best out there, all right? Similar design where you can run your belt loop through here in a fixed position where the holster stays fixed on your belt, or you can run it around this Velcro and buckle. Oh, look at that. So that's secure. Okay, that's a very nice touch there. You can see here usually there's either just Velcro or buckle. This one is they get creative, and they put the buckle over the Velcro. So you clip it in and then you kind of press it around, and now it holds it stronger, very strong actually. So that's very good. I had to use a lot of strength to rip that out. Okay. Very nice holster. Okay, I gotta say that. All right, enough of that. Things we don't care about too much. Let's take a look at the light. Oh, first off, I have to mention, all the EC60 and all of the EC50 version 2 Acebeam first batch from the company will have the company name misspelled. Okay? I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. So Acebeam is spelled Acebeam, alright? But on these versions, on these first batch version, they're spelled AEC instead of ACE. So, take it for what it's worth. And because of that little fault there, with every purchase of this first batch, I'm going to include, with the misprint, I'm going to include an extra Acebeam 26650 5000 milliamp hour battery. Let's see if I have that one in here. Yep, I do. So the light comes with one of these rechargeable battery. I will include an extra one because of that misprint. All right, and you know what? Sometime down the road, I know it's kind of funny now, but sometime down the road, you kind of have a little unicorn there, right? Well, a misprint version of from Acebeam. Right? All right. So how should I do this? Review this one first and do the comparison? Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about this light first, and then we'll do the comparison. So the user interface is identical on both, all right? Double click for turbo, right? And then triple click for strobe. It's just the user interface on this light is the same thing on the R50. Press and hold for really low, okay? Oh, the cool thing about Acebeam is the user interface allow for very ultra low, but none of the R50 with, doesn't matter with iterations, R50vn doesn't have a really low. The lowest mode is quite bright. You can see here. I know the LEDs are different. XHP50 cool white shaped dome versus a warm and XHP35 warm LED. So, but you can still see that the brightness difference is huge, and that's kind of a huge plus for the EC50, 50 or 60. EC60 I have here in my hand. All right, so that's pretty cool. You can have that really low mode. Double click will get you turbo. Okay, so a very nice user interface. Identical to R50, as I've mentioned. I really like how the button is recessed into the light here, so you cannot really accidentally turn on the light. You can say the same about the R50. So in that regard, they're pretty similar. Both lights are relatively the same in terms of height. The one major difference is the micro USB port here you have in the back on the R50 can only be, you can only use the factory proprietary battery to use that rechargeable micro USB port to charge. If you use an aftermarket battery, the light will still operate, but you will not be able to use the micro USB charging port. On the Acebeam, however, the micro USB port is in the middle of the light here, and you can use this port to charge any 26650 battery. But be aware that you will have to have high drain cell. All right. The stainless steel bezel on this light is more scalloped and more protruded, so it does let light escape, and you know that the light's on, as opposed to this light, which with a flush bezel. I have a granite table, so light will escape either way, but on a very flat surface like my hand, well, that's not a good comparison, but let's just say on this black box over here, and if you have the light on, you cannot tell that it's on, and you might accidentally let it overheat. Okay, let me turn off the light. I don't want to accidentally forget. But on a light with a scallop bezel, as you know, light escape, and you know that it's on. So that's a little nice touch in my opinion. There's an option on this light where you can, what do you call it? DHT the bezel, and that makes it very nice. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't have this prepared. Okay, I need. There's a bunch of numbers for this light that there's no way I could remember. I will have to bring it all up. There's quite a few iterations for this light. While we're talking about that, let's just get that out of the way. Okay, the light comes with a cool white LED XHP35. And you know what? The factory, I got lower numbers than factory claims. Factory claims 2000 lumen, I think. And I only measured 1590. So let's say 1600 lumen. That's about 20% less than factory claim. As a matter of fact, my the factory light is 1600 lumen. My boosted version is 1860. So what is that? 260 lumen more. So you get a little bit more, but it's still below the factory claim. Okay? You don't really get factory claim until you go with a dome-on version. So I have a dome-on version of this light where I reach 2200. I get over 2200 lumen. So the dome-on XHP35 cool white is the brightest version. All right. The version I have here, performance numbers is quite sad. Here's the warm white. I usually don't like warm white, but it's very nice in this light. I think it's because the hotspot, we'll talk about the hotspot in a bit. Let's get the numbers out of the way. So with the warm white, I only get 1200 lumen. So that's a huge difference. Look, cool white dome on, you get over 2200 lumen. With the warm white XHP 35D high intensity LED without the dome, warm white, you get 1200 lumen. So you're basically losing 1000 lumen just from going from cool white dome on to warm white no dome. All right. But the good news is with the HI, you have exactly the same beam intensity as the dome on. So I'm not sure if that's impressive. You don't have a dome and you have the same beam intensity as the dome on. That's quite terrible. And you have 1000 lumen less. So why would you want to buy a light with the warm white? Well, if you really like the warm white, the warm tint LED, there's really no other reasons to get the warm LED because the performance is quite bad. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of the hotspot. It's kind of like the highlight or the downside of this light. The lights throw very well, has a very defined hotspot, but with the cool white LED, you get these yellow, purple, blue artifacts thing in the hotspot. It's not bad on object, but it's quite terrible on a white wall, and it bugs the crap out of me, and I hated it. The neutral 5000 Kelvin LED eliminates some of that issue, but it's still there. Probably the beams, the hotspot is probably 50% better. With the warm white, it's probably 90% better. Now the hotspot's very, very nice. With a dome on LED, you get a pretty nice large, you still define hotspot, but the hotspot has a hint of purple. All evenly no artifacts now, but there's a hint of purple that I don't really like. Again, only bad on a white wall, but I love to shine lights out white wall and just look at the hotspot. And it's something that all flashaholics do, and I know that. And it's the point is, in any iteration, the hotspot's not perfect on a white wall. On outside, on vegetation, different colors, it's fine. All right, you don't really see it. You don't quite notice it. So, in a light this size, and let's talk about the most popular version, the neutral white 5000 Kelvin XHP35. Okay, you have what, close to 1800 lumen. Okay, and you get about 100k lux. 100k lux, that's pretty good. All right, that throws substantially better than the R50D dome. But you know what? 100k lux is pretty impressive, but it's not super impressive. Okay, I wish it was like 150k lux, and instead of 1800 lumen, it puts out 2200 lumen. If the factory claim were right, they were at like what, 2000 lumen, and we crank it up to 2300 lumen, and we will have a really kick-ass light. But we don't. Factory measures 1600, and I was only able to crank it up to 18 with the especially with the 5000 Kelvin LED. That's not very impressive. It's not class leading numbers for the LED, but it is pretty. But you know, we got to be mindful that it's driven off a single cell with a boost circuit, so it's not heavily driven. So in that regards, it's okay. It's pretty good. All right, and having a very nice build material, nicely gripped, nice anodization. Everything else about the light is very well thought out, and it could have been if the hot spot was spot on. All right, I know these are not apples to apples. This is more of a general purpose beam. This is more of a dedicated thrower. But if this light has a perfect hot spot, then I would say that they're about equal. All right, but it's not. It's not. Even with the built-in side micro USB charging port that can charge all this out, I still like the R50vn more. I like this light more because the beam is perfect. The spill width is wider, right? The tint is perfect. Everything about the R50 is perfect. It's just perfect all around, minus the stupid micro USB port that only charges the factory battery, proprietary battery. I wish they could just eliminate that stupid micro USB port to charge the proprietary battery and just give us a smaller tail cap and make the light even shorter. All right, I can even live with the flat bezel. That makes it very discreet and elegant in a way. Okay, so the R50, in my opinion, is the pick of the two, although they're not direct competitors. The direct competitors would be the EC50 version 2. And that light, I'm not even going to do a release on because the output is just not on par, okay? With an XHP70, the lumen output, with the boosted version, is not, the VN version is not even as good as the OLight R50 with XHP50, so that's embarrassing with an XHP70 LED in the output department. The throw department is way behind the game compared to an compared to the XHP50 throw, a shaved dome for throw. And on top of that, the dome-on version of the EC60 is, the beam has artifacts. They have artifacts. I hate artifacts. Even with an orange pure reflector, there's still artifacts. I know this is an EC60 video, but let's talk a little bit about that light anyway since we're here, and why I'm not releasing, so don't expect an EC50 version 2 from me anytime soon, unless there's some major changes from Acebeam. The dome-on gives artifacts. In order to eliminate all of that artifacts, you have to shave the dome. If you shave the dome, the output drops, and the throw increase from an XHP70 in a very small orange peel reflector doesn't increase all that much. So, in short, R50vn with the XHP50 shaved dome is the king, is still the king in this class, unless you must have better throw, okay, about twice the amount of throw, a little bit less lumen than the EC60vn is a good light. It's a great light if you can overlook the artifacts full hotspot. Other than that, it's a pretty good light. All right, that's all I have to say. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add. Okay, that's my final verdict. R50vn over EC60vn, unless you have to have throw. And you know what? There's something else I want to add. If I don't say it, I will feel guilty. Both has identical user interface, and I can't pinpoint it down to exactly why. Okay, but the R50 user interface seems to work just a tiny bit better. For example, double click there gets you turbo right away, right? And double click here, it gives you turbo, but so there, the 3-click is slower, and you have to do it slow or something. I don't know. In execution, they're about the same, but for some weird, odd reason, I think the R50 user interface, or the way the button is more tactile, or more feedback, or whatever. I don't know what the case is. I can't pinpoint it, so I can't really tell you guys what's the difference. But I like the way the switch works better on the R50, and I like the algorithm for the mode spacing. Not the mode spacing, but the second splits between the different modes, like how fast or how slow you have to press the buttons to activate the levels, I think is more thoroughly thought out on R50 than EC60. It's not a huge deal, but I have to bring that up because I said that their user interface are identical, and I don't think they are. I think the R50 user interface is a little bit better. This review here seems like I'm bashing on the EC60 and raving for the R50, all right? And in a way, it kind of is, but let's hope that doesn't take away from the EC60 light. It's a great light. It's a great thrower. Let's commend them for running the much higher voltage 16-volt LED off of a single cell. So congratulations to Acebeam for being the first to do it, I think. And you know, the performance is not bad. It's just not what I wanted it to be, so I was a tiny bit disappointed, and this became a rant video, all right? But it's a good light. If you buy it, you still have a great light, and if you must have throw in this configuration, it's the light. It's the better light compared to the R50 if throw is important, all right? Thank you.